All right, so this is the progress so far. It's Thursday morning. I'm planning on having this done today. If all goes well, I can do the bonnet, the hood, and the fenders. The hard parts are done. These guys are done. Got the screens on here, front and back, and I go along the edge here, I tack weld it, and then I put panel bond adhesive in here and fill all the gaps and everything with that, and then grind it off. That makes a real nice finish. Plus it helps to hold this all together. So that's all done. All the joints inside, any place where there's a joint is filled with panel bond to make it waterproof. So we're trying to do everything I can to make it resistant to rust. Can't really rust proof it, but I can make it resistant. So we got that done. I did 4 videos yesterday on the build process and everything, and none of them came out. For some reason my camera decided it shouldn't do audio anymore. So I'll pull one of these off so you can see what it looks like on the back side. So you can see there's a screen on the back here too. And there will be a little air deflector inside of this so that the air coming in the sides will deflect toward the radiator. About 50% of the air will go toward the radiator, the rest will go toward the rider. Okay, great progress today. This guy is ready for the paint shop, except I have to go inside and powder coat the interiors of all these skins. But other than that, they're ready to go. Got the bonnet done. I built this little piece here to cover the fork tubes. I'm going to powder coat that black. And I got fenders to do, and that's about it. And on the fender brackets, I'm going to put flag holders. He's got some little flags he'll put in there. So I'm not forgetting that part. But the hood's all done. Works just good. And turned out all nice. On this one I put a little bit longer nose and more of a point. He wanted the sharper nose on here, so I got that done for him, and I came around here with some little creative styling, I guess. And I think that's going to look pretty good. So today was a good day. A lot of grinding, a lot of horsing around. And I would have been all done, except I had a lot of visitors today for some reason. People I haven't seen for years decided to come and spend an hour with me, telling me how they're fixing their lawnmower and stuff. I don't know. It was a crazy day. So I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. But there's always tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll continue. I get the fenders done. They're going to have the little valance on them. And then she'll go into the paint shop. I was hoping to get into the paint shop tomorrow. If I do, it'll be late in the afternoon, or I'll get them over there Saturday, I suppose. So now I have to do the flare that goes on here. So what I did on the back here is I cut it every 3/4 inch. I got 5 segments here, and bent that out. And I made this paper template, which will, I think it's going to look pretty good. So this ends up with a piece of sheet metal welded on there like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some, I think I'm going to use 18 gauge steel on this, because the fenders are 18 gauge. And what I use on the rest of it here is 20 gauge. I think this would be a little bit stiffer and sturdier. And I think that's going to look pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of sheet metal and tack it on here. What I'll end up doing is just tacking it about every 2 inches, and then I'll fill the gap with panel bond adhesive, and then seal the inside edge with panel bond. That'll make it nice and strong and weather tight. So we'll get that done, and then these here, I'll have to weld those all shut, and then see if I can get the contour on this sanded nicely, and then my body shop guy can finish that one off. All right, well, this is the look I was trying to achieve, which matches the back fender. So I think I came pretty close. If you look at the two, the angles and everything are pretty good. There's about 3/8 of an inch clearance here, even though it looks like it's not much. Yeah, about 3 inches, 3/8 to a ½ inch. So yeah, initially I had this where it was rounded, but then I looked at these fenders, and this part here is actually straight. This has got a very slight crown in it, just because I think straight looks so good. This has been pretty good. So this one is done. I'm going to do the other one now, and that's going to be it for the day. A lot of time. This is a lot of time, but I got an Indian that I'm going to be doing. I'll use these templates on the Indian. So that should work out pretty good. Okay, I have to bring this up. You probably noticed what I'm using here for a strap is actually a bungee cord, which works really good. I just took a bungee cord, a 3-footer, and cut some off. I bought this brand new, and much like everything I buy, it's unusable until you modify it. It had a harness on here where it X'd across your shoulders. These things here sat on your shoulders. It was like the seat restraint in the Formula One race car. I mean, it had 2 buckles and complicated as hell and uncomfortable. And it had the Hans device and the whole thing on there. I tell you, you couldn't get whiplash if you tried. So what I did is I cut all the straps off. I refashioned this one, which was like an X thing, into just a loop, which works just fine. And then I stuck the old bungee strap on there, and that did the trick. So now it's comfortable, functional, and everything. And I always wear the apron when I'm working in there, and there's a good reason for it. I've been on fire more than once, for one thing. And it wasn't from welding, it was from this thing. I just watched a video here yesterday where the guy said this is the most dangerous tool in your shop, and he's right. If you want to set something on fire, this will do it. Numerous times I've set shirts on fire, pans on fire. The sparks that come off of there are white hot. And if you have a disc or something on here, especially the cutting blades, and it breaks, it can be lethal. It really can. So I'm really careful with these things. If I drop them and it seems like I might break one of these, I fling it in the garbage right away. But anyway, that's the humor story.